In 2021, from August 17th to September 20th, one of the wildest and most dangerous beefs in all of basketball history occurred. Minors were getting threatened with slaps by grown men.
Mikey Williams, if I saw you in real life, I would slap the out of your face, boy.
Shots were being fired in Instagram lives.
I don't even know Nick Briz, lame ass. Don't go work his 9 to 5.
And threats to others' safety were being made in TikTok comments. If the threats between these two individuals actually played out, Nick Briz literally would have gone to prison for fighting a minor, and Mikey Williams' entire basketball career could have been put in jeopardy. I don't think a situation like this has ever occurred in the basketball community, and honestly, I hope it never happens again. This is the untold story of Nick Briz vs. Mikey Williams, when industries collide. But first, run that intro.
Put it on my soul, don't want no handouts, I'll do it on my own. Troubled as a teen, skipping class like they songs. I get down to my last, then I'm running in your own. Mine's blowing on my phone, trying to see where I'm at.
Alright y'all, before we get into this video, if you could hit that subscribe and like button, that would really mean a lot. It really helps the channel and the algorithm and stuff. And I put a lot of time in these videos, so it really goes a long way. We're on the road to 25,000 subscribers right now, and I think that we can really hit it soon. Also, follow my Instagram so you can request a video and stay in touch with me regardless of if YouTube blocks me from posting again. Thank you all for the support recently. And let me run my disclaimer real quick so I don't get hit by a car in the comment section. All information I stated in this video is from YouTube videos and articles that I gathered online. Do not take what I stated in this video as law. I am literally just a dude, so obviously it would be impossible for me to know everything that goes on behind the scenes. I just try my absolute best to put all the pieces together based on what's pushed out to the public. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Today's beef took place starting on August 17th, 2021, all the way until about September 20th, 2021. But before we get into their beef, let me first lay out their personal introductions so you can truly understand why this situation was so serious. The first person I'm going to be introducing in this beef is Mikey Williams. At the time this beef took place, Mikey Williams was one of the highest ranked high school basketball players in the nation. At this point in time, Mikey Williams was a 5-star athlete. He'd been going between the legs casually ever since he was 14, and he's one of the most famous teenagers on the planet. Mikey grew up in the trenches of San Diego. Well, at least that's what he says in his interviews. And his mannerisms and mentality on the court resemble a teenage reincarnation of NBA YoungBoy. Mikey Williams currently has over 3 million followers on Instagram, and I would bet that around 2 million of these followers are women. No joke, this dude's Instagram comments look like a Trey Songz concert. I wouldn't be surprised if my ex-girlfriend is in these comments. Besides causing Niagara Falls to the woman every single time he posts an Instagram photo, Mikey also has a TV show of Overtime. He models for superstar rapper Drake's clothing line. He's the first high school athlete to be in a commercial for the video game NBA 2K, and like a million more things. Essentially, if you're under 18, don't bring your girl around Mikey Williams. Well, honestly, even if you're older than 18, don't bring your girl around Mikey Williams. Rather than playing basketball for entertainment value, which is the main purpose of streetball basketball, Mikey Williams plays basketball competitively. However, although Mikey's been a #1 prospect for his class pretty much ever since he was in middle school, he didn't get that much of a social media following until he played on Bronny James, NBA superstar LeBron James' son's AAU team, the North Coast Blue Chips, in middle school. Now, this AAU team was literally the Monstars from Space Jam. Not even joking. They had a middle schooler who was 7 feet tall, a point guard who challenged LeBron James to a 3-point contest at halftime and almost won, a dude coming off the bench who was doing this crap, and Mikey Williams, who was the #1 player in his class, as well as Bronny James, who were both dunking and dropping 30 points a game. Again, this was a middle school AAU team. Middle school. This team won the AAU National Championship, and every single one of their games was getting over 1 million views. They were massive. So, Mikey Williams got a lot of his initial fan base by being the star player on this team, and a lot of people credit Bronny James for Mikey Williams' success. I am not personally making the accusation that Bronny made Mikey, but it's just a fact to say that the exposure of being on Bronny James' team played a large factor in Mikey becoming famous. This is going to be important for this beef, so keep this in mind. On the other side, Nick Briz is a YouTuber with over 660,000 subscribers and over 500,000 followers on Instagram. At the time this beef took place, Nick and his team, the Savage Squad, were averaging over 1 million views per video themselves. If you go by views per month, at this time, Nick was one of the most famous streetball players in the world. Nick and his team played basketball at parks all across the country and got into fights everywhere. Rather than playing for a school or for something on a specific schedule like Mikey Williams, Nick's videos are solely for entertainment. Nick always wanted smoke with everybody, and therefore, he called out everyone who he could, and he didn't take lightly to someone trying to disrespect him. So, even though Nick and Mikey both come from two completely different industries, they both were amongst the most famous people in their genres. At the time this took place, Nick Briz was 26 years old, and Mikey Williams was only 17. So even though they're both famous for basketball, you would have thought that their paths would never have crossed. However, on August 17th, 2021, to no one's expectation, they collided. And when they did, all hell broke loose. And this is how it went down. It all started August 17th, 2021. Now I usually would have the exact screenshot for this type of thing, but I couldn't find the actual comment for the life of me. So instead, I just made a photoshopped representation based on what was accused. So pretty much, in somebody's comment section, Mikey Williams said Nick is trash, and he called all of Nick's content fake. If you didn't already know, it's very disrespectful to call someone's content fake. Calling someone's content fake is pretty much the YouTube equivalent of calling somebody's chains or watches fake. Even if it is fake, it's still a social norm not to call people out for it, because they will often get offended or pissed off, whether it's real or not. Side note, Mikey ended up being right about Nick's content being fake, but at this point in time, Nick hadn't been officially exposed yet. So, Nick hears that Mikey Williams is calling his content fake right before he's about to smoke on some green stuff. And once he hears this, Nick proceeds to get extremely offended that Mikey would accuse him of such an unbelievable thing. However, Nick knew that Mikey was only 17 years old, so, being the mature and successful 26-year-old he is, he just let it go.
Hey, my mama blew $100,000 in the 80s. Went back broke by the time that she...
I'm capping. He didn't let it go at all. Instead, he said this.
Yo, I had to stop midway through rolling this fat ass backwood I was rolling to have to say this. Now I gotta go on live and talk a little bit of shit because someone's talking shit. Mikey Williams, if I saw you in real life, I would slap the out of your face, boy. The hype you're riding off of Bronny will eventually wear off.
Some of Nick's fans start trying to tell him that Mikey is underage, but Nick informs them that he couldn't care less. Also, Mikey was actually 17 when this took place, so everyone who's saying 16 was just wrong, but regardless, still minor.
I don't give a about this kid. I always supported this kid. I always watch his little videos and and hope the best for him. But for this motherfucker to go out of his way to talk about I'm saying shit, bro. I didn't even want to do this. This motherfucker is talking shit. I will literally take you and slap you in the mouth and make you apologize, little boy. What the Watch what you say, bro. Watch what you say. Focus on your little high school life, and I hope it works out, because if it doesn't, goddamn, I gotta chill. Y'all putting me on the YouTube again. Hey, I'm gonna go back to rolling my blunt, but if someone wants smoke, I don't give a who you are. Hey, I know he is, so tell him, I know he is, so tell him keep my name out his mouth. I know he is, I'll make him my son quickly. So, yeah, tell him keep it, I know he's a kid. That's why I'm saying keep my name out your mouth.
In case you didn't know, it's straight up illegal for an adult to fight a minor. So, no matter what Mikey Williams said on TikTok, since Nick was 26 and Mikey was 17, if Nick slapped Mikey Williams, Nick would literally go to prison. Straight up. Not even joking. If charges were pressed, that's actually what would have happened. So, when Nick said that he was going to slap Mikey and didn't care about his age, the whole high school basketball community went into a straight uproar. Everyone, and I mean everyone, started reporting on this story and giving their 2 cents on Nick, including Matt B. Great, one of the top media outlets for the high school basketball scene, who said this.
I would take you off the court and slap you in your mouth. He is saying this to a 17-year-old kid. Maybe I'm a different breed. I'm 21. If there's a 16 or 17-year-old beefing with me, I don't care. I'm not giving you my attention. You're not mature yet.
After all this goes down, Mikey Williams then responds to Nick by saying these hieroglyphics on a TikTok comment. Being completely honest, I have no clue what this means. Maybe I'm getting old, but I couldn't decipher this message for the life of me. So instead, I went to Instagram and asked you guys to help me. According to your boy _duo, or Chris, Mikey is essentially saying that they gon' get Nick. We don't know how, but he's gonna catch him. And according to R6 Spaz, it means Nick's finna get his ass beat. Shout out to Chris and R6 for helping out. And follow me on Instagram @TalkUpYT if you want to be a part of these videos as well. In conclusion, this comment could either be something as simple as Mikey saying he's gonna destroy Nick in the 1v1 basketball game, or this could be something as serious as Mikey saying he's about to assemble a bunch of goons to jump Nick in the streets. Don't take what I'm saying as law right now, as I could just be reading this wrong, but those are just some of the possibilities. After Mikey says this in retaliation, all the news outlets rush to get this story out, and the fan bases just absolutely start clashing. I wouldn't be surprised if Nick had an army of teenage girls flooding his DMs calling him ugly, lame, soft, or whatever other words teenage girls be using to insult someone. However, despite being attacked by 100,000 mini Saweeties, Nick completely ignored these insults and didn't say another word for a couple days. Now, fast forward 4 days to August 24th, 2021. Mikey Williams goes on Instagram Live just vibing to Lil Baby. And after 3,000 high school relationships simultaneously break up because dudes are mad that the girls are in Mikey's comment section, some fans start asking Mikey about what he thinks about Nick Briz. And he proceeds to say this, obviously completely clowning it.
Bro, I don't even know Nick Briz, lame ass. Don't go work his 9 to 5. Don't stop hooping at them weak ass parks.
Essentially, Mikey says Nick lame. He says Nick needs to stop playing random people at parks, and instead, put that energy into like a job or something. He then goes back to vibing in his car and taking people's women.
I can tell by the look in your eyes.
However, there's many single men who are in Mikey's Instagram Live as well. One of these men is Nick's teammate Iman. Iman sees all the attention that Mikey's getting from the females, and since Iman's been kinda lonely recently, he wants to get some of that attention himself. Iman then grabs his phone and walks outside to his car. However, when he goes on Instagram Live, no one joins. So instead of turning up, Iman goes into his car, puts his hoodie on, and just sits there smoking a blunt without saying a word for 30 minutes. Throughout this entire time period, not one female joins the live. Fast forward 2 days, August 26th, 2021. Nick hears that Mikey was disrespecting him, and he responds to his Instagram story. He's obviously pissed out of his mind, and he starts taking shots right back at Mikey Williams.
I'ma say what I'ma say if someone wants to start shit. What I respect about people is when they could come up from the ground and come up from nothing. When you ride the coattails of somebody, if it wasn't for LeBron, this motherfucker would be nothing. And Bronny, you were carried to success. I don't even have respect for that. Just keep my name out your mouth, bro. You're a child. You're a little boy. Enjoy your youth. Focus on the league. Enjoy your youth. Keep my name out of your motherfucking mouth.
Essentially, Nick says Bronny made Mikey. He says he doesn't respect his come up. He calls him a child, which, you know, by definition, he literally is. And he says to stop talking about him. After Nick says this, tensions between the two fan bases blow up once again. This beef gets so much traction that Your Rage and Aiden Ross, both YouTubers with over 2 million subscribers combined, react to the whole situation. Aiden Ross saying this.
Alright, he's actually tripping for that. He's actually tripping for that, on God.
And Your Rage saying this.
How the f did that shit get so... I don't even know what I was saying in that situation.
Now, fast forward about a week to September 3rd, 2021. The beef gets so much traction that a fan makes an entire Nick Briz vs Mikey Williams trailer.
We was popping 20s and ones, walking around with N1.
As you can see, fans are going crazy over this beef. Fast forward another week to September 10th, 2021. Carlos, one of Nick's teammates on the Savage Squad, goes on the Akeem the Dream podcast. He proceeds to have Nick's back and completely calls out Mikey Williams.
Williams calling y'all content fake. What are you saying about that?
Fake? Mike, you calling our content fake? Nigga, when is the last time you even got mentioned to the motherfucking Sports Center? When's the last time I even heard from your name? Like, what the You're not even going up. If it wasn't for Bronny, Mikey Williams would never be mentioned.
I doubt Mikey even saw this happen, because he didn't respond at all. September 20th, 2021. Nick Briz gets exposed for faking his content, and his entire team falls apart. In fact, the evidence of him faking this content is so strong that Nick actually owns up to it himself. Mikey Williams was right all along. Nick Briz admits to paying people to start fights in his videos, and right after this news breaks, Mikey proceeds to post this on his story, saying quote unquote, "Crazy what money does to people in some situations. Folks, be ready to be bought." And as of right now, Nick Briz never responded again. Mikey was never slapped, Nick never stopped going to parks, and Iman still has 0 females in his Instagram Live. At the end of this beef, although the threats were severe, no one got hurt and no one went to prison. And Nick Briz and Mikey Williams were both able to continue their respective careers. Man, this was such a crazy situation. I'm happy it didn't turn out as bad as it could have. I guess it's just what happens though. when industries collide. Let me know what you guys think about the situation in the comment section down below. Are you mad at Nick Briz, or do you feel like what he said to Mikey was warranted? Do you think Mikey Williams and Nick Briz will ever cross paths in real life? And if they do, whose side are you on? If you enjoyed this video and want more documentary content, make sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Let's hit that 25k soon. Also, follow my Instagram @DocUpYT to stay in touch with me. This has been another episode of Doc Up. I hope you guys enjoyed. And without further ado, I'm out. Peace!
Hey, my mama blew $100,000 in the 80s. Went back broke by the time that she had a baby. Tried to teach me lessons on how to get money and save it, but I ain't listen. I had to show up in the latest 10th grade, getting every Jordan release like they was Payless. Now I'm grown, so it's foreign cars and diamonds to make them statements.